Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another episode of Renegades React. Today we're going to be doing some more musical stuff because, hey, why not? Music is awesome and everything. And seeing as how Slipknot just came out with a new song and their new album. Shut up. And their new album will be due out soon.
You really not know who they are?
No.
Okay, Slipknot is a 9-piece band from Iowa. They are new metal, and they are mainly, the first thing people usually recognize them for is that they all wear masks on stage and
they all have
videos and stuff.
Like certain personas,
besides just the fact that there's 9 fucking people in the band.
Well, yeah.
You know,
and 2 of them are just like jumpers and percussionists. That's it.
You know,
there's one guy that hits a can with a baseball bat.
Clown.
You are
That's clown.
the first person who has actually taken the time when I say who and
To actually explain to you.
Yeah, most people are just like, really? Fucking really? You are the first person to actually explain.
I thought you were
that
joking,
to me.
dude, because I thought I heard you say Slipknot a few times before.
No,
Okay.
never.
Okay.
No, I'm usually just like, do you actually not know who they are? Like, just to confirm that someone's not joking, and if they say no, then I'm like, all right, then I'll explain it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that.
They are someone, they are also a band who has a controversy behind them because, are you familiar with Slayer?
Metal band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with like their fan base, like back in like high school, middle school?
No, not particularly.
There were a lot of kids that did things like cut pentagrams into their arm and they're like Slayer and shit like that. You
Okay.
know,
Great.
it was like the old school edgelord stuff.
Oh,
like,
dear.
you know, before edgelord was even a term. Slipknot is like when I was in middle school, like 2000 and that would have been 2004, 2003.
03
03
to 0.
Because I graduated 07 and I can't do math in my head and my memory sucks balls.
I can't believe you and I went to school together.
Okay.
And I just have.
So,
I
But-
just don't.
Oh, no,
as
he
you
went
can
to
see
East.
here, 03
Oh, that
is when
explains
my
everything.
plate came out.
Yeah,
Duality,
03.
05.
So
Before
back
I
then,
forget,
they
06.
were an edgelord band as well.
Okay.
They also became like an early like Hot Topic kid band, and like most of the kids that wore the trip pants and stuff also had like Slipknot shirts, and
Yeah.
a lot of them got.
Where I've
Some of them would carve a Slipknot
Okay.
symbol in their arm, but most of them actually grew up enough to start getting tattoos legitimately.
I
so.
knew people who
Okay.
did that.
I
Sort of.
But they're good bands. Debatable,
You-
because a lot of people will debate that with you and
You,
say they're not a
you
good
recall
band. But
the hallway at our school that had the red carpeting?
I don't think it had it when I was there, but yeah.
Oh, they must have taken it out. That was
Is it the one like
you
it's
go straight in
straight
the
down
main hallway, all
and
the
it's-
way down to the end, and you take a right.
Oh, it's not. I thought it was the one like right beside the stairs that you go and it's the history rooms and then the art rooms. It connects to that, you know.
Oh no, it's way further down.
oh, let
okay.
me also explain
But
this story about Slipknot for you. real quick
That
as
is
well.
that is where the goth / emo / like I guess
Heavy heads.
metalheads. Everybody in that hallway wore black for one reason or another.
And you
Yeah.
used
To
to,
contrast with the red.
and you also used to hang out over there.
Those
I'd
kids
walk through
probably
and be
listen
like,
to
"Hey, guys, let's
Slipknot.
go."
Okay, but
And
you
they're
were going to
just
say
seriously-
another story about Slipknot.
Yeah, just to give you an idea of their
Safety pin.
edgelordiness and what part of the reason they're edgelordy is they are one of the first bands I ever listened to that had a song that sort of made me uncomfortable due to how religious I was raised. But it ended up being a song that I really like anyway. It's called the Heretic Anthem.
Yeah.
And the main lyrics to it are, if you're 5'5", then I'm 6'6". How's it feel to be a heretic? I was just like, back in the day, I was like, whoa, he's dropping like Number of the Beast bombs in this
No.
song.
Yep.
So,
But-
okay, here
And now
are
it's
the
fine
band
because you're
members.
still.
For anyone
and it
out
doesn't
there who's
matter.
interested, here are the band members. They specifically have numbers, especially like 1 through 9 or 0 through 8.
Is Corey
So-
Taylor still in it?
Yes, Corey's still there.
Woo.
So you have Sean the Clown. You have Sean the Clown Crahan, who is the
Okay.
original. Like he is the original member. He is the one who founded the band and everything. And then you have Craig Jones.
He's also a magnificent DJ on his
Yes,
own.
yeah.
Like, he does electronic music and stuff as well on the
and
side.
as you can see, look at this like super pinhead look right here. Mm-hmm. And then you have
Their masks
Mick Thompson, who is
also are not consistent. Like they've evolved over the years as well.
Well, yeah, but no, Mick's. I'd say Mick's mask
Mix
remained
is
the same.
it's the most similar to how it used
the one
to be.
who's changed the most is definitely Corey.
Yeah.
Corey's has changed a lot.
Corey's went to like some kind of Texas from like starting as like some kind of Texas chainsaw kind of deal to like all kinds of different stuff.
Well,
since
to
then.
sort of an alien look. Actually, the one video we're going to be looking at, he has sort of an alien look to him.
Yeah, he's kind of back to almost a Michael Myers / Texas Chainsaw combination right there.
Yeah, and then of course you have Sid Wilson, who is the sampleist, and then
oh, hey, it's that one guy from
then you have
Hellboy.
Then you have Chris Fan, who is another one of the percut. Here's the thing: the clown Sean Crahan and these two right here are both jumpers / extra percussionists.
Okay.
For the band, as in all they do is jump around on stage, headbang, and they like add percussion when needed.
I can't remember if it was Sean or if it was him, or a different member. One of the members back when they first had started out, I think that might have happened multiple times to them. Actually, they got so into the music that they had to go to the hospital because they busted their face open on their drum kit.
Yeah. I think that was Clown. I think that was Sean.
That's like me getting so into my music that I accidentally have chipped my teeth twice.
I think did you knock it off? Okay. Give me a.
Hello. No,
okay,
that's good.
You're still good.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. This is Jim. He was he's one of the last additions to the band. Mm-hmm. Him and Mick have been the guitar, like the main guitar players since the band really hit it big. And then you have, of course, the newest guys, Alessandro and Jay.
Yeah, I never figured out what his name was.
But then you had Joey Jordison, who for a long time, actually, that's his
real face, not his stage face.
And then this is him right here, back when he was in full.
Boy, howdy, that's a stage face. I tell you what.
Yeah. And then he called that mask the Crying Man. And then, of course, you had Paul Gray.
He's a badass at drums too.
Yeah, he is.
He's really good.
Then you had Paul Gray, who had probably, I think, one of the most interesting ones. Mm-hmm. The mouth was nails that were in different directions coming down.
No.
It was really freaking cool.
No.
And
I think he changed to like teeth at one point.
He did at one point, but the nails.
Yeah, Paul actually passed away.
Yeah, he passed away in 2010 of an accidental drug overdose.
Oh, dear.
And then Joey quit after a few more years on with him because of him wanting to concentrate on other projects, and also the constant touring was taking a toll on his wrists, and also the depression brought on by the death of Paul, who him and Joey and the Clown were the three originals.
Okay.
Whereas Clown has stayed with them. The other two originals have left. So anyway, that is a little bit of a look.
So there's your history lesson.
Yeah, the little history lesson of the band Slipknot.
Yes, thank you.
So what we have here is we have a performance from 2009 in Deutschland for Rock am Ring in Germany,
featuring one of the most well-known songs, I believe, by them.
This is the one song they actually won a Grammy for. Yeah. This was the one album that got hyped up really big. It was during Slipknot's like popularity peak in the early 2000s.
This is the first album I owned by them.
And the Subliminal Verses. This is their third full album, but like their fourth or fifth release. Yeah. Considering their two demos they had before.
So I was actually surprised this was the song that ended up getting the most popular, because whenever I first started listening to them, the song that everybody knew by them was Duality.
Duality is another one that. Duality, My Plague, Before I Forget.
See, I ended up going backwards, and when I got Iowa, I was like, oh, dude, this album's even better.
Iowa was probably my favorite album.
Yeah, Iowa's still my favorite. It's a lot of people's favorite still.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody was super stoked when Corey was like, yes, the new album we're working on right now is going back to, like, Iowa roots.
That's good.
From the sound of the new song, it definitely sounds like a reversion of the sound back to that kind of era. And I like it. So.
Well, anyway, let's dive headfirst into this performance. And this was Slipknot. They've been working for 10 years to try and get this opening spot at Rock am Ring.
Yeah.
And they finally got
this is
the closing.
This is also a band I've been meaning to see live like forever. I still have never caught them live.
We need to do it. We need to go do that. All right, so here we go. But yeah, this is when he had the alien mask.
If I could ever afford to go with you guys, I'd like to go with you and Chance and Andrew to
All right.
Carolina Rebellion.
I love the bill that they do with some of their songs.
If that's okay.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Slipknot, 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 Slipknot.
The fun.
Uh-oh, I see that out there.
Calm down, you.
No.
Where are they at again?
Deutschland in Germany.
Yeah.
They speaking German for them.
Yeah, a
Thought
little
so.
bit.
Good.
That's good. Whoa, terms of service.
Terms of service!
Fake titties!
Hey, I didn't know Pamela Anderson was out there.
Is that all the light we can get? All I see are crazy motherfuckers. Give me all the light.
When I saw Suicide Silence, there was a girl that actually flashed her tits, and I remember Mitch got up and he was like 3 feet away from me, like stepped on the bar in front of me. He was like, "Look at those fucking titties!" It's hilarious.
Slipknot is back in Germany, and it is very good to fucking see all of our crazy fucking friends here tonight. We got a lot of good fucking shit for you. First of all, let me say what an honor it is. An honor to be headlining tonight for all of you. It has taken 10 fucking years. 10 fucking years to get here. But goddamn it, we have earned our fucking place in history, motherfuckers! We got a lot of fucking good shit for you.
Yeah,
I
it's
need to
Chris.
know. I need to fucking know. Are you ready to go absolutely fucking crazy with us tonight? Then this next song is gonna fucking get you going. I wanna see you jump. I wanna hear you sing. I wanna feel this place come together like one gigantic fist. Are you with me?
One.
I said, are you with me? Then let's fucking do this. These are song heist before I forget it. We fucking go, Germany! That's right. Let me see you fucking jumping.
Go!
Dang. I mean, those drum sets are very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Just got up in all the battles.
Hold your breath.
Listen! I will remember before I forget. Before I forget this.
I'd be worried about if I was around Sid, because I'm afraid one of the nails would come flying out.
Those did
Hit me in
not
the
look
head.
to be mounted very securely.
No. Then again, those might actually be rubber or plastic.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
sort
I
of the
think
way
just
they
to
look.
avoid him accidentally stabbing himself in the face, they're probably not real nails.
Yeah.
that would be best.
Listen.
What?
You just look so unsure because you're like,
Or are you afraid we're just gonna like break out headbanging and like hurt somebody?
I feel like I'm gonna get headbutted here in a minute. I don't know
No.
why.
I mean, you know I don't headbang. I find it embarrassing.
Just
For me.
I could see Nate just headbutting me just right now.
No.
Just 5 minutes.
Look at Cloud out front.
Man, that drum kit is just huge. It's like, ooh, take a minute.
Yes. All right.
It's a pretty good introduction to Slipknot.
Yeah.
Still think we should show Ben the music video for Duality, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
That'll come at another time.
I was gonna say maybe we should go ahead and do that.
What?
I just
Do I-
want him to see Trash Can Baseball back because it's so fucking cool.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Don't a lot of people like Psychosocial too?
Yeah,
Psychosocial's
it was one of the most
another-
popular off of a later album.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one?
Yeah.
All right. A lot of angry white boys.
4-3.
It's one of the things that defined me in middle school.
A lot of angry white boys.
Just this video and stuff. This is basically one of the first times I realized I wanted to start going to live metal shows and stuff.
Oh, that girl's going through the window.
Yep. Baseball bat to the trash can.
See, that was the original mask I saw him with too.
Yeah.
So I thought that mask was
That's
cool as
the,
hell.
That's the necro mask. I remember when they performed without masks for the Before I Forget music video. I thought that was pretty freaking wicked.
Yeah.
Like he had his mask hanging from the mic stand. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
God, I hope that was sugar glass.
It was. It had to be.
Like prop glass.
Yeah, it had to be.
Because I would not want to see a bunch of people get cut up.
Baseball bat. Oh God.
Oh, no.
Oh God. There he goes.
And he's just like, oh no.
He's like, oh shit.
Push my fingers into my.
I'd love to have been on set for the filming of this music video, dude.
Yeah. Looks like the game.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That
was actually very early into me actually listening to heavy metal at all. So, like, Rob Zombie was my first heavy metal band that I actually heard and listened to. And then it wasn't very long after that that my buddy and one of his friends at the time, or I think maybe his girlfriend at the time, actually introduced me to Slipknot as well.
Yeah, for me, Slipknot was, like I said, it was being passed around the school and everything. I knew of Slipknot, but I didn't hear anything about them until, my friend Jesse Titties Count. That's what,
we keep mentioning him.
Yeah, if I ever get him on here, it'll
chap.
be interesting. He gave me one of the original Mate Feed Kill Repeat demos, which was one of Slipknot's first big demos that started to really circulate and everything. Of course, this was way after. I think it was around 12 at the time. It was around 2000. I was really starting to listen to the heavier stuff because it was when my parents were getting divorced and everything, and I was just looking for anything to get my mind off of it.
And as you put it, you were an angry white boy.
I was just angry.
I wasn't really angry. It was just that I didn't really listen to music, and I didn't really know why. And my friend was like, "You ever listen to any metal?" And I was like, "No, not really." And he was like, "Listen to this." And I was like, "This sounds bitchin'."
Yeah, it
is the angels singing.
Yeah,
it is the devil screaming.
Yes,
it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, my biggest thing for me was when I listened to Slipknot it was my dad was a metalhead from the 80s and everything. Yeah, he had the hair metal stuff and everything, and that was fun. You had Rat, you had Def Leppard, you had Motley Crue, you had Van Halen, you had all that. And then my dad actually got more into 90s metal as well. That included a little bit of Anthrax, a little bit of Megadeth, but a big-time fan of Metallica. My dad's favorite albums by them, of course, Master of Puppets and the Black Album. Those are my dad's two favorite albums by them. And I remember when we listened to I was Leper Messiah, and I just heard the just everything that Master of Puppets had. I mean, when I heard Master of Puppets, that was one thing, but Leper Messiah was the first song I heard off of that album. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then of course, the Black Album, Enter Sandman, Nothing Else Matters, The Unforgiven. And then when I was growing up, my dad wasn't around as much, and I was just looking for anything. And I had seen, of course, on pop radio and also on MTV, they were really pushing Linkin Park. And I liked Linkin Park. I liked Linkin Park a lot. And actually, when I did the
Chester.
Yeah, the Chester Bennington, One More Light music video that Linkin Park did, that I was honest about that when I said that it saved me from a dark place in my life. But honestly, I felt that everything that I had going on in my life, everything just came crashing together, and from that, I dove headfirst into Slipknot, Mudvayne. I mean, I went down the rabbit hole with a bunch of new metal bands and early 2000s metal bands, and holy shit, dude. I don't remember most of it. I don't remember most of my life during that point, but I do remember the music. And every time I hear the music, I get rushed back to when I was between the ages of 12 and 16, and part of me hated the world, and part of me wanted wanted to just do something, but I didn't know what to do. Because, you know, when you have all that youthful energy and yet you have all the
youthful rage.
But yet you don't have the means and you don't have an idea of what the hell you're going to do because you're a kid. You don't have any depth of responsibilities or anything like that. And then as I've gotten older, I've, you know, understood responsibilities of living, responsibilities of life, and also responsibilities of, you know, if I do want to do something on my own, I actually have to take responsibility. I have to take responsibility not just for myself, but for all the other people I interact with. So, yeah, I have had nothing but like good memories from this stuff, but at the same time, it's just like, damn. I was talking to Ben earlier. If Ben would have known me during a certain point in my life, he would have probably paid someone to have me killed. I was that big of a pain in the ass. And
I feel like there was a point in my life where if I had been like, hey, can I come hang out with you guys would hang out with me once. I've been like, yeah, don't invite him back. Because I used to be annoying as fuck.
Y'all probably hate me after one incident of knowing me. I know Ben does.
Yeah, that's about right.
If I met my old self, I'd probably punch myself. Be like, stop.
Yeah,
stop!
I did the same thing too. I'd look at myself, I'd like sit across from myself, and I'd just be like, what are you doing with your life? And I'd just be like, I'm just doing what I want, man. And it's just like, what are you doing with your life? And I'll talk myself down, and I'll just be like, think before you act. Don't do stupid shit. In which, thankfully, 1,000 times over, I don't have any children out of wedlock, as far as I know. And as far as I've seen it, like most of the people that I've wronged in my life, I have made amends with and apologized to. And there's actually a few people out there who haven't accepted my apology and probably never will. And you know what? Forgiveness goes both ways. I ask for forgiveness, they deny it. That's just how it is. But, well. If I do wind up getting the shit kicked out of me one day by some random stranger y'all haven't seen or met before, if I say let it be, let it happen because
I probably deserve that.
No, really.
Yeah, just sort of look at it and go,
that one I'm not sure if I deserved.
Oh yeah, almost like Jack Spear.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, either way, it's just going to be like, I'm going to go get the camera. This ought to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's one guy that when I played football, the seniors pressured me into pretty much laying this kid out because he'd been getting an attitude about himself, and I drew the short straw. And if I didn't do it, they were going to pretty much make my life a living hell. So I gave in, and I laid the kid out, and he vowed that he'd get me back one day. I saw him not too long ago. He's about 6'5". If he weighs about as much as I do, except he actually looks like he's in shape. And he does MMA and is actually 7-1, and the only loss he has is a DQ because he didn't stop after the bell, or he didn't stop he didn't stop when the bell sounded.
So, what you're saying to me is, your days are numbered.
No,
and you need to.
No. If things go too far, then honestly, I hope they don't, but. If it comes a time where he gets that little memory flashing in his mind, just like, oh, that motherfucker, I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
I'll
take my lumps. I've taken them before.
I believe I mostly have people that I've told never speak to me again or I will wreck their shits. I have one guy that told me that he would wreck my shit if he saw me because he thought that I broke up his relationship. But when you call your fiance a bitch and a stupid... whatever and stuff all the time. You kind of ruined your own relationship. And he saw me in Walmart since he said that, and he just kind of put his head down and kept walking. So I don't think anything's ever going to happen with that.
Well,
I have a lot of people I should have beaten up and didn't.
That's probably me too.
Times come and times go, man. I mean,
Certain people that needed a good ass kicking that you just decided to be better.
Oh, dude,
the better
there was
man.
one. There was one kid. If I could have,
I've never beaten up anybody, but there were some people who
Me
really,
either.
truly deserved it.
Yep.
I told you. Okay, I'm gonna mention this guy's name, and if he's watching right now, it'll be a freaking miracle. But in 3rd grade,
Oh, here we go.
I got
Oh, we're
bullied.
Nothing in 3rd grade actually counts.
No. In 3rd grade, I got bullied by a kid. This was his real name. I'll show you in the yearbook if you don't believe me. His name was Charles Fairchild III.
You've talked about this guy.
And he bullied me when I was a kid, and I just didn't know what to do. And then my dad spoke to me one day and was just like, son, what happened? I'm like, he's doing all this bad stuff and everything. And then my dad's like, son, come here. And he holds up his hand like this. He says, hit my hand right there, like this, and like ball your fist up and punch my hand. And I'm like, okay. I wrap my thumb up in my hand like that. He's like, no, thumb out. You don't want to break your thumb. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I throw the punch, and he's just like, is that it? Come on. It's like, see his face right here.
Can I put a pause on this?
Yep.
I need to see.
He stopped as soon as he did that.
They absolutely heard
He's
that.
snoring.
Peanut is snoring very loudly.
Yeah, and anyway, my dad, showed me how to throw a punch or two and everything.
It's real adorable.
And then when
He's
did it
woken me up at
again,
night
when he did it again, he pushed me and everything, tried to, corner me and everything. I haul off and I deck the kid right here on the chin. He goes down, and I get suspended for a day. Well, actually technically it wasn't a suspension, but my mom did come to the school, pick me up, and take me to my grandma's house, and then my mom went back to work. And then I remembered after school, my mom said, "I'm going to tell your father what happened, and he'll deal with this when he gets home. This is something that he'll have to talk to you about." And I'm like, okay. I'm sitting upstairs, and I'm waiting for my dad to get home, and my dad comes home, comes up to my door, knocks on it. I open up, and he's like, have a seat, son. And I sit down on the bed. He sits down next to me, puts his hand on my shoulder, and he says, "Proud of you, son." It's just like, thanks, Dad.
It's like we had 2 dudes in middle school that bullied me and some of my friends pretty often and would always give us shit and stuff. And it got to the point where we got sick of it enough to be like, yo, teachers, these dudes do not leave us alone. Like, they're being assholes and stuff, And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll tell them to stop. They don't stop. So eventually it ends up escalating to the principal, and we're like, this has been a problem for a while. We're getting real sick of their shit. And basically what it came down to was the principal telling us, I'm going to tell them to stop. I understand at this point, though, if someone ends up getting hit in the face that's not you, by you, and I will have to send you to ISS or OSS. But I totally understand if that does happen at this point. So basically, I ended up sort of getting like the principal and even my mom's blessing if I was to actually deck one of these kids in the face. But it ended up being that I think they stopped because he probably told them, yeah, pretty much straight up told them they can hit you in the face if you keep acting like a bitch to them, pretty much. Like, so I guess that's what happened.
Well, I told the teacher what was happening, and my mom told the teacher, and my mom told the vice principal, but nobody did anything. And Charles kept doing it, and so I just decked him one good time, and he left me alone.
I also think that I got kind of like scary to some kids because I was really weird in middle school. I don't know if it was necessarily the weirdness that's like, he might come shoot all of us, or if it was just the weirdness where they're like,
oh my God,
he actually might be sort of insane and might actually like tear our throats out.
Oh God. Okay.
So I don't know.
Have I told you the story of when I got suspended in 5th grade because somebody said I threatened to bring a gun to school and shoot all of them?
Yes. I don't think you told me that.
Yeah. I was sitting in gym class, and these guys were talking about...
While he's telling this, I'm going to go get a drink, because I've heard this one before.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We were sitting in gym class, and this was after the Columbine shooting and everything. Anyway, they start talking about, would you bring a gun to school and everything if you wanted to feel safe and all that? And to which, hey, Peanut, go ahead. To which I responded, I'm like, I wouldn't bring a gun to school, guys. Wouldn't bring a gun to school. And they all get together. It's just like, yeah, I'd bring a gun. And then eventually, I get called to the principal's office, and according to the principal, I told all of those boys that I was going to bring a gun to school and shoot all of them. And I'm like, wait, when did I say? No, I said I'd never bring a gun to school. And there's like, that's not what they all said. And there were 6 of them, and they all told the exact same story that I was going to bring a gun to school and shoot all of them.
What the fuck?
And then I get suspended, and ever since then, there was a stigma surrounding me that everyone just, like, was afraid of me because they thought I was going to bring a gun to school and shoot people.
People are stupid.
People are stupid. People are friggin' dumb.
Especially kids, a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been going for over almost 40 minutes on this.
This is a look inside the mind of the young children that listen to Slipknot.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen.
You know why we listen to this kind of music now. It's because we were outcasts that got bullied and shit.
Yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. And I guess until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Kyra.
I'm Nick, and that was Ben and Peanut.
And we will see you in the next one. Peace out.